The reason why such an insanely high percent of guys actually never do a cold approach throughout the entirety of their lives is because most people overcomplicate it along with the fear of rejection. I'm going to talk about the first part today, overcomplication. You need to make approaching as simple as humanly possible when you're first starting out. I approached probably 1,000 girls throughout the last 6 months of my life. Before that, I had never done a cold approach in my entire life. I had done like one or two throughout college, had very little success with girls after college, after being around them. Why? Because dating apps are hard. And then also, I was not being around girls, I was not talking to girls. I started getting laid, I started having success from doing cold approach. So here's my take on how to simplify talking to girls. Okay. When you are first starting out, there's a ton of variables coming at you. There's fear, there's all these videos you've seen online on what to say, how to say it, why this works, why this doesn't work, what to do. What you want to do when you're starting out is make everything as simple as humanly possible. And the way that you do that is you focus on one thing at a time. So there's a warm-up process that you can do. What I like to do is go ask for directions. Ask one person, hey, where's Starbucks? Next person, give them a compliment. I like your outfit. Next person, I like to go and say, hey, you're kind of cute. And then leave. And then give myself permission to leave. Okay? So, when you're first starting out, don't overcomplicate it. Stop thinking about what everyone's told you. Stop thinking about doing a good approach. Don't think that it has to go perfectly. Do a bad approach. Give yourself permission to do a bad approach. When you're going out and you're actually starting to do approaches, the first approach is always going to be the most difficult one. A lot of my clients actually go out and try to do approaches alone. And oftentimes what happens is they end up doing nothing. They walk around the mall or wherever venue, Target, wherever they do their approaches at. They walk around for hours and they actually get nothing done. I used to do this, so totally understand where they're coming from. Nothing wrong with it, but we do want to actually approach. We do want to do what we're trying to do, which is get ourselves to approach, even if we're alone and don't have someone pushing us to do so. So here's a few methods to actually get yourself to simplify things, stop overthinking, and even in some cases force yourself to do the approaches. Method number one, get on the phone with me. I will call you, we'll do a live approach. I'll help guide you through some warm-ups. This is if you want to pay to be in my group or something like that. It definitely works and I've helped out a lot of people, so it's a legitimate method. Number two, if you don't want to pay, then what you do is you send your friend $100 and say, if you don't get a video of me approaching by 6 p.m., you keep the money. This is what I did for my first 6 months of doing cold approach, and it works. I did it every single day because if I don't do this, I do not approach. I do the same thing that a lot of my clients do, walk around a mall and do nothing. Okay, so this actually gets yourself to approach. Why? Because you want the fucking money. Okay, and then when you then go to record yourself doing the approach, send it to them. Pretty straightforward. Method number three, simplify as much as humanly possible. Go say hi. That's it. Go say hey. And then right after that, walk away. Completely take the pressure off. Give yourself permission to do a bad approach. And just go say hey. And literally you can leave after that. Why? Because the first approach is always the hardest. You want to break it down to the bare minimum action step to get yourself to do something. Number two, it's going to come a bit easier. Number three is a little bit easier. Okay? And then by number three, you can potentially, just depending where you're at, go into a full conversation, or just ask for a number, whatever you want to do. But to get the first approach done, if you still have anxiety, do those three things. Simplify, send your friend money, talk to me or get someone else on the phone, or just have someone with you and be like, here's some money. If I don't go talk to that girl, you keep the money. Something like that. But if you're out alone, simplify it to its basics. Go say hi, walk away. Okay, so first approach, just a throwaway approach. And that's totally cool. You need to get yourself just to take action.